But first, a story incredible that shows how easy it is to fool the ABC and whip up a mob to hate Israel and Jews. So easily is this done that it makes me wonder what kind of people fall for this. Last October, two men were filmed on CCTV burning a hamburger outlet called Burgertory in Melbourne's Caulfield, a very Jewish area. Now, this store was owned by Hash Tayeh, who's a Palestinian Australian who's been attacking Israel in protests.
From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Palestine will be free!
Now, police very quickly said, hang on, there's actually no evidence this store was burned by angry Jews. But the Free Palestine Melbourne group organised the protest at a local park near the shop and right opposite a synagogue. It said, the demonstrators reiterate that the arson attack on Burgertory was a hate crime, and some there shouted insults and threats at Jews outside that synagogue. At least one protester was arrested and the synagogue evacuated. Jews in Caulfield later reported being attacked. Now, like I said, police from the start, even before two arrests yesterday, and I'll show you them later, police said they were sure this arson attack on that shop was not a religious or political crime. But Hash Tayeh told a mob of protesters in Melbourne he was a martyr being intimidated for opposing Israel.
In the past weeks, as I advocated for peace and an immediate ceasefire and the rights of the Palestinian people, my own establishment, Burgertory in Caulfield, became a target. Staff threatened and harassed, all in an attempt to silence my support. The other day, in a cruel act of arson, our store was reduced to ashes. To those who sought to silence us with hate and violence, I say, you will not succeed.
A supporter also placed the GoFundMe appeal saying Hash Tayeh is an Australian Palestinian subjected to a hate crime. He'd been a vocal supporter for peace and a ceasefire in Palestine, Israel, and has recently been subjected to numerous threats, abuse and harassment. Now, this appeal to rebuild his burger shop raised $63,000. And the ABC seemed so impressed by this story of poor Hash Tayeh that it selected him to ask a question on Q&A, broadcast around the country, again posing as a victim of a hate crime.
I'm a proud Australian Palestinian, an entrepreneur and the owner of Burgertory, which burned down on Friday morning. I practiced my right to protest against the genocide that's happening in Gaza, a term Francesca Albanese said Israel is at risk of. The politicians and the media have polarised society in this country. The media was weaponised against me and other pro-Palestinian protesters for standing up against an injustice.
Well, prominent leftists on Twitter, like former Sydney Morning Herald columnist Mike Carlton and former Channel 10 political editor Paul Bongiorno, both of the abusive left, seem to buy this story of Hash Tayeh the martyr. But plot twist for the ABC and the left. Like I say, two men were arrested yesterday for allegedly burning down, for burning down Hash Tayeh's shop for reasons we haven't been told. No evidence that they are Jewish activists or pro-Israel extremists. In fact, the head of the investigation said it again. We know this incident was not a hate crime. It wasn't motivated by prejudice or politics, as they said from the start. So why? Why did the organisers of the anti-Israel protests in Melbourne invite Tayeh to speak as if he really was the victim of bigotry? Why did the ABC give him a platform? Agendas. Agendas. And this agenda seems to me to rely an awful lot on conspiracy theories, misinformation and lies.